Alright, hey everyone! Welcome to another Witch RP live play TTRPG session. What is Witch RP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full-time and share them with you. And tonight, we're playing D&D. This session features a Mortal Guardian side quest that takes our brave heroes on an exciting adventure out into the world of Velenara. And perhaps beyond. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us as well. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord where you can find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller, and with me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now we get to meet our courageous, daring heroes before they embark on another exciting tale of magic and wonder. And we'll begin with an introduction for Serafina.
Hello, everyone. My name is Connor, and I am playing Serafina. She is a Winter Eladrin sorcerer warlock who has an affinity for the moon and the cold, and she has her one and only staff by her side at all times.
Amazing. Next up for our introductions, why don't we learn about Nahara?
Hi, I'm Ridian. I play Nahara, a tiefling wizard of level 20. She's here to... Oh god. To make sure that nobody dies in this particular episode.
Yeah, they'll be fine. I won't kill anyone permanently. Next one for our introductions is going to be Evandel. Oh, no, do we...
Hey,
There we are.
Yeah, Cable. I'm playing Evanel. Evanel's a high elf bard.
Is that all I'm getting?
That's what you get.
Okay.
That's what you get.
Alright. And then last but not least, let's get an introduction for Calixtus.
Hello, I'm PC Hulk. I play Click the Screenshot, a human wizard who just wants to have a good time.
Alright. Well, with that, I believe we are set to begin our story. And we begin with our eyes on a druid. Unaware that they're being watched. Unaware that they are being stalked. Hunted. The druid gets closer as the predator sinks in. And there is a death-filled cry of anguish and pain, blinded beneath bright light. We come to our mortal guardians, and it is a beautiful lunar festival. The night is filled with stars, and Lucina shines brightly. You are gathered here to watch the fireworks display, and as you are doing so, go ahead, roll for me perception checks.
Oh, we're off to a good start.
Well,
No worries.
Give me a minute. Doesn't seem to want to work.
Oh no. So,
Go on ahead.
we'll see what Clixus gets if it starts working, but with the 27, the 17, and the 21, the three of you are able to see and point out the little fairies that are sent off alongside the fireworks. They sparkle in the moonlight and they flutter amongst the gathered crowd, and you know that capturing a fairy at one of these festivals is a sign of good luck. So if anyone would like to try and make a sleight of hand to catch a fairy, go for it.
Work. Yes.
God, I wish I. Ooh, do I cast foresight on myself so I can catch one?
Well, they're moving quick. You either cast foresight or you try and catch.
Oh no.
Evandel will watch, but he's not gonna grab for a fey.
Okay.
That's because he's old.
No, that's because he's respectful.
As Seraphina and Nahara and Clixus reach out amongst many of the other festival goers, Seraphina and Nahara, you feel as your hands clap around the sort of battering of the fairies that you had trapped in your hands. As you're easily able to release them, you do have a coating of fairy dust upon your palms.
This is very good. Having cut.
Never caught a fairy before. That was fun.
I respectfully let it go after I catch it.
Yeah.
Seraphina will tip.
Go ahead, roll for me perception checks here, please.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
Okay.
So, it is everyone except for Calixtus that spots this. During your attempts to catch the fairies, or watching your companions do so, a strange figure moved through the crowd, close to Seraphina, and has tried to grab hold of Seraphina's staff. And as you're turning, Seraphina, as you notice this, you hear a hiss as the thief recoils. You can smell acrid smoke, and the hooded pickpocket runs.
Well, that guy was very bold to try and grab my staff.
What?
It's not
Ooh.
usually something pickpockets go for.
Yeah, usually they go for stuff in, well,
A
pockets.
pickpocket tried to steal your staff?
Yeah. I have no idea why, though.
Maybe we ought to go find him and ask him?
Probably ran off into the somewhere.
Yeah, now I'm kind of curious.
I'm outnumbered. Guess we're gonna go look for this guy. Yeah,
Fast
let's go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let that fly. I'll try and follow after him.
And as we go, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Foresight on you, Serafina.
Awesome, thank you.
Have fun.
All right, so as you run, what skill checks would you like to do?
Hmm.
Are you wanting to do perhaps a athletics to just try and keep pace? Perception to see if you can spot, insight to catch where this thief might be trying to head? What skill checks would you like to utilize?
I'll use insight.
Yeah, I'll do a Seraphine will do a perception check.
I
Perception
don't
as
know.
well.
Can I grab? I don't know, maybe like a survival check or something, just to see
Sure.
with the flow of people and everything where he might go just the easiest route.
Wop, wop, wop.
Yeah, that would work. So, is that a pun, Connor?
I had to.
All right, cool. As long as you admit it. So, as your group kind of takes off looking in the direction of this would-be thief, Seraphina and Nahara, you spot the hooded figure moving through the crowd, and Evandel, with your sort of understanding of people moving towards least resistance, you can see where this figure might be heading as the crowd kind of thins out, getting closer to the edges.
I'll just call out to the others calmly. He's kind of trailing behind everyone. Like, oh, there.
Okay.
Fine. I head towards that direction. We'll see what your thief is to say.
As you are heading back and calling out kind of towards the hooded figure turns back, seeing that everyone is sort of following them, and with a quick motion of the hand, you see a array of these hooded figures, all the same, spreading out into different areas of the crowd.
Think we picked the wrong Thieves Guild. Gonna book it.
Oh, this is a sly one.
I will say that Nahara, with your 23, as you kind of get to the area where you had noticed this figure sort of split into duplicates, you would spot that there on the ground is a small trinket.
Ooh, I go and pick it up. Now, can I tell which one may have dropped the trinket?
They're all the same creature. There's just duplicates. It's like casting a mirror image.
Right.
So,
Right. But if, let's say, does it look like it may have been dropped after it split or before? Because I'm hoping that if you say after split, maybe the one heading 3 o'clock dropped it, so the thing is...
okay. So, where it looked like the figure split at is where you found the trinket.
Oh, that doesn't help me. Okay, I do pick it up, though. What is the trinket of?
It's a wooden carving of Lucina, the moon, on a leather strap. It's supposed to be worn as perhaps a pendant or a very loose armband. And it's got some other accoutrements on it and some other engravings, but at a very quick glance, that's what you have.
Okay.
Wait, this makes kind of interesting. Can I have a look at that?
Would you let Calixtus look at the trinket?
Sure. Sorry, I couldn't understand.
No worries.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
you'd see the same thing. You see that it's the wooden carving of Lucina. It's wrapped with like these vine strands. It's affixed to a leather strap. And there are these small angelic figures on either side, kind of flanking the moon or embracing it, depending on how you wish to look at it. But the details have worn away over time. You're all able to kind of gather together where Calixtus and Nahara have sort of stopped to look at this trinket. The figure, the thief, continues to run until the point that even the multitude versions disappear throughout the crowd.
This looks like it relates to your goddess, Sabrina. I pass it over to Sabrina.
Seraphina, as you're
I'll
handed,
pass it over to Seraphina. Mhm.
as Seraphina, you're handed the trinket. Give me an investigation check real quick.
All right. So 12.
12. You feel there is a carving on the reverse side as it's handed over to you. And turning over it, you can see three things. Firstly, at the top, there are the initials SC. And in the center, the sort of larger of the three things that you notice is a symbol you very quickly recognize. A moon overlaid on top of faded wings. And underneath that is a etched quill over a glass vial.
What were the initials at the top again?
SC.
SC. Okay. Seraphina's just kind of studying this for a second.
Hmm.
I mean, I can try to scribe, but maybe not immediately because I think if we end up being able to see anything, which there is a question there, we'll only see them like in the fair. Maybe if we wait an hour, they can be, I don't know, maybe at their lair, and I can try to scribe them. But
Well, let's see. The thief attempted to steal your staff and dropped the figure of the moon with angels surrounding it, initials and some other symbol. Looks like that. Hmm.
I'm going to ask, as you guys are looking over this, because I'm assuming you're all here and looking over this at this point, for history or insight checks. So Seraphina knows this, Avondale knows this, and Nahara will know this. That bottom etching, the one of the quill and glass vial, it represents the Winter Inscriptionists, a Wintervaldian guild of scribes. It seems that the owner of the trinket is a scribe by trade.
Hmm.
I'm assuming I've been informed of this as soon as you guys figured it out. Hmm.
I would say that your companions can easily give you that information.
Yeah. Where is this order located?
It's in the city, amongst the other guild districts, but right now it is night, so you might do better waiting until the morning. to visit during more socially appropriate hours. Of course, that is up to your group.
Serafina, have you
Yes.
ever had dealings with this group?
No, I can't say that I have. In fact, this is the first time I've heard of them. Wonder how they
Well,
got.
That you
Uh,
said
Yes,
that
how
your
they got.
staff is special, right?
It's very special. It's been passed down from my ancestors.
How, how did you come by it? Just your parents just handed it off to you when you left?
How you running, baby?
Uh,
No, wait.
little more than
It's
that,
whatever.
but that kind of sums it up. Yes.
Don't know why you're being weird about it.
Okay. How? What do you mean by little more than that? Details, please.
I think Seraphina's going to save the details for a later time.
Oh, you meanie!
But
Well, they're the ones who wanted your staff. So, do you want us to go tonight, or should we wait until tomorrow?
I don't think it's going to do us any good getting it tonight. I mean, of course, I want to find answers, same as you guys, but I mean, they'll probably be more active during the day. So I figure we wait till morning.
yep, but
Okay.
you'll give me a chance to go back and see if the fireworks are still going.
Will you just be careful tonight,
I don't
just
plan
in
on going
case
any.
you get attacked?
I will be very careful. I don't plan on going anywhere else tonight.
Okay.
No.
so, you enjoy the rest of the Lunar Festival. And then morning comes. And with it comes with the search of trying to figure out who the owner of the amulet is.
Why you return?
So, why don't we get perhaps investigation, persuasion, history, or other checks you think might work as you search the city of Winterville, you speak to your contacts and friends, recall your own experiences.
I'm gonna go ahead and recast Foresight on him because it's been more than 8 hours, but that we had the long rest. Is that okay?
You can recast Foresight on Seraphina for sure.
Okay.
What?
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll do
Four,
it first.
full of, you know.
Oh no. It takes a few hours. Perhaps not as long as it might normally take with as little information as you have. But with the right questions asked to the right people, and perhaps maybe just a little bit of luck.
Or the right people asking the right questions.
You discover that there is a scribe, part of the Winter Inscriptionists, by the name of Slindra Kaladrian, who lives in Wintervale's Transient Ward, a small district where traveling members of various faiths stay in bunkhouses and hostels while they visit their colleagues in the city.
Well, we got no better to go on. So we think we read and figure out once for all if this is boring or not.
So do you...
But
Hey, Chuck, is your microphone like near you?
oh,
For
sorry.
some reason, okay, I'm having a really hard time understanding what you're saying.
Yeah,
No,
me too. I couldn't make them out barely.
Let's go and see this person.
So I'm assuming that with the connection now of Cylindria Caladrian, your group will go out to investigate?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess today I'll be armored. This feels adventuresome. And scholars are really impressed by people in armor.
You find at the edges of the district, just over a bridge leading out to the outer districts, Cylindria's very modest inscription shop, and you see where it does have the quill and inkwell, denoting it as part of the inscriptionists guild works, recognizing others. And as you enter in, you hear the bell on the top of the door, and a figure greets you. You see a half-elf, average height. Her almond-shaped eyes are bright, and you would notice that her skin is got a very slight cerulean hue to it, perhaps suggesting some sea elf heritage. But she keeps her chestnut hair neatly tied back in a braid, displaying her very pointed ears with rows of silver rings upon them. And while her dress is very simple, dress meaning style of fashion, she's not wearing an actual dress. You see that her hands are stained with ink, calloused in a way that writers would be, and her eyes spark with recognition as she looks upon Seraphina. And Seraphina, you would notice something.
Okay.
Just behind the counter where this figure is another Lunathorn staff. She is a carrier herself.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, that's now news to Seraphina. Her whole life, she's only known just the one, and she was made clear that there was only one in existence. So now she's kind of curious. So, but okay.
She quickly moves from behind the counter over to you, Seraphina. It is a pleasure to meet you. I'm Cylindria. In all my years, I've not seen another of the followers here.
Cylindria, you say? Me butting in? Cylindria.
Seraphina, do you
Oh.
respond?
Oh, yes. I think she's just kind of taking a moment, just kind of taking this all in.
Wait, is Seraphina taking a moment or is Connor taking a moment?
Both. Kind of both.
Because I felt like soon as you saw that, instead your mind blue screened pretty badly.
I didn't realize there was more than one of these, so hopefully you can forgive my surprise just a little bit.
I know of only one other carrier that is anywhere close to the city, but Raynolf is in the forest deep. There's not many of us, but it's good to have like-minded figures.
Did you say Raynolf has another staff like? So there are 3 staffs that like Seraphina's?
I think so.
You are familiar with the faith? Cylindria will ask Nahara.
I have some knowledge about faith and religion, but
you do not
Not on
know
this.
of the lunar sovereign. And she
I do
kind
not.
of has a look of understanding on her face now. My apologies then. You are perhaps working with less knowledge. And she'll give a look over to Seraphina, almost sort of questioning of how much Seraphina would be willing to share.
I would be very much willing to share, but uh, before I do that, the reason that we're here is we were at the um, festival last night, and um, somebody in a hooded figure, I couldn't see who it was, uh, tried to take my staff, but before I could catch them, or we could catch them, they got away. But they did drop something, and then I would still be holding on to it from last night. I would pull out the uh, amulet and show it to her.
There is recognition as she holds her hand out and... Yes, this is mine. Several days ago, perhaps even a week, I was accosted, and it was apparently, at first sight, a mugging, but, there was the thief employed powerful illusion magic, and I used my most powerful spells to escape, but it was only afterwards that I had realized that my amulet was gone. I would very much appreciate if I could take it back. Though it seems that perhaps...
Insight check.
Roll an insight check.
I will as well.
Yeah, if you want to. Nahara, she seems entirely truthful here. She was attacked and able to get away, but has been deeply missing her amulet ever since.
That staff is yours?
This one? Yes. There are, like I said, now 2 other carriers that I know. Your friend, and then the figure Raynolf. I'm sure that there are
And
perhaps a few others.
More carriers? Okay, I'm so... But 2 out of the 3 people that you know have somebody try to steal their staff. Should we be concerned about this? I asked Seraphina.
I mean, it would have been, if it was just one, I wouldn't think too much of it, but now that they've tried to steal 2 of them, that can't be a coincidence.
Perhaps we should reach out to Raynolf.
Yeah. Where was his last location?
He's a hermit. He very rarely leaves his abode out in the Wintermoon Forest. I can send to him, of course. Roll for me
Yes.
history checks here, please.
Okay.
I will.
Okay. Seraphina, Evandel, you 2 actually have a bit of knowledge here. 15 doesn't get you much. And what was Calixtus's roll?
Trying again.
Okay. Might need to do a refresh. It's not coming through. But Seraphina, Avondale, you've actually, to hear the name Raynolf again and a little bit more about him, you recognize the name. This is likely Raynolf Mistvile. He's a Goliath druid, an alchemist. He lives in the Wintermoon Forest, but he's not terribly far from the city and has actually assisted mortal guardians on matters of alchemy. He's worked with Nalgatura in the past, so you recognize him. You don't have a close companionship, but you are at least aware of him. You just didn't know up until now that he was a carrier of a lunar thorn staff. As you're having this realization, Cylindra does cast a sending. Raynolf, I've met another carrier asking about your health. Strange tides. Please send word you are okay. And as she waits, you can see where her face begins to fall and crumple into a mess of concern, and at the end of the spell, she looks. He did not give a response.
Oh no.
Roll for me Arcana checks, please, everybody.
Yep.
Seraphina, Evandel, Nahara. The simplest response to, or the simplest reason why there would be no response is Raynolf simply chose not to answer. But that seems unlikely, given the message. The other reasons that they would fail, they are incapable of answering, such as unable to speak. They are unconscious. Or the worst case, they are deceased.
Evadel will explain, kind of like a school teacher, all of these to everyone.
You can tell that Cylindra is not so much comforted by the fact, because she likely knows what the meaning of a no response is, and just is even more worried and concerned on the fact that a friend did not respond.
Yeah, at the very least, I mean, we have a human there. I'm sure he has lots to learn because he's human.
Are you still okay?
Now Seraphina's a little worried too because he didn't answer either. But I'll ask Cylinder. You said he doesn't live that far outside of the city, correct?
No, I can draw you up a map real quick if you would go and check on him.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
And she will this is an inscriptionist's shop. She has paper and quills everywhere, so she quickly grabs one and starts to put it together. And while she is great at writing words, she's mediocre with maps. It's serviceable, but it's definitely not like the most high quality map you've seen out there. She's no cartographer. But she explains everything as she writes it down, where to go, landmarks to keep an eye out for. She gives you a map on how to reach Raynolf.
Cool.
Once we're outside, Evandel's gonna say, Seraphina, while you pursue this, please keep in mind this could very well be a trap. In that, less than competent someone attempted to steal something that's usually not stolen out in public like that. Handily left a clue that led you here, and which handily got us a map to get into a much more secluded area. So everyone just keep your eyes open.
I mean,
Okay.
I hate to say it, but the old man is right.
Man, he's young. He's a young-looking elf.
He's over a century. That's old.
Yeah, Seraphina's 200. Did you forget that?
Seraphina's
Oh,
old
yes, I
too.
did. Oh my god! Wait,
Older.
is Seraphina older than Evandale?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I will. Seraphina will give a response. I'm fully aware of that, and I know to be prepared for anything, but I just now found out that there are more of these things out there, and if we can find this person and maybe get answers, or at the very least help them out, we've got to give it a try.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, either
Yeah.
way, if it's a trap or it's not a trap, we go.
Yep.
We gotta go find him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and at this point, sorry, I don't know if I said earlier, I would have given Cylindra the amulet back.
Okay, cool. So she has her amulet, which is fine. She's one less thing to worry about. But you know, the thing that she is worrying about seems a lot larger than a missing amulet. But it's totally fine. You are able to head off. Using Cylindra's map, you make way for Raynolf's workshop. And why don't we just, for my own amusement, why don't you give me some survival
Oh my
checks?
God.
Okay.
Evandale's pretty concerned with keeping his
Right.
cloak wrapped around him and avoiding the majority of pulling branches and thorns and
Mm.
dirt patches.
Just giving to myself, keeping on the path as much as possible.
Yeah, easily your group is able to make this trek. Though Seraphina and Nahara, you're a little tripped up along the rougher parts of the path. Would you like to explain to me what is causing your less than average performances?
I knew I should have worn the other pair of boots.
Great response. I think Seraphina's just her being in maybe a little bit of a hurry is kind of like maybe once in a while just kind of like tripping over herself.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. So, as you find your way with the map and the landmarks, just, you know, it does take a few hours. Even with it being closer to the city, it does not mean that it is just a walk around the block. You find at the edge of the Winter Moon Forest, just before the outer woods, in that in-between, the homely workshop of Raynolf Mistral. The home could be called beautiful. It could be called artistry. It is a blend of the wild and the civilized. You see a large ancient tree at the central support, a canopy woven of vines and branches. And in the glimpses of the furnishings, you see vibrant flowers and herbs blossoming. But there's something else here in the views. Smaller details that one could pick up on. I'm going to ask for perception, nature, or arcana checks. There's Evandels. Yeah, you will spot these. There are signs immediately that you spot. Signs of danger. Of a recent fight. Surfaces bear markings of burns that are indicative of magical heat, like lightning or fire, or in the most intense versions, necrotic energy. Many of the plants here are wilted and charred. And the door to the abode hangs empty, open to the wilds.
I would like to cast mage armor.
Someone else go first. You step back a few paces.
I'm going to, Evandel will turn to Calixtus and be like, may I cast a spell on you? If you've ever heard
Sure.
of a spell called Foresight, and he'll use the spell jam to cast Foresight on Calixtus, which gives you advantage on everything.
Advantage on everything.
Yep.
Wow. Thank you.
You can have a taste of what it's like to be competent.
I forgot how savage Evandel is.
With his
Oh,
boldness.
man.
I'm gonna win. He walks in.
As Calixtus walks in, you could imagine if this was any other day and the display of the abode any different, a open door might not be so jarring. You can imagine a light, soothing aroma of herbs or other floral scents, but now the smell is acrid. Scent of hot smoke and decaying flesh. The rest of you that enter in as well can see, just as Calixtus does, the numerous shelves that have been shattered, their contents strewn about the floor. Ranoff's workstation, his cauldron, all his bookshelves, they have been turned over. And roll for me a perception check, please.
It's been far too many perception checks for Evandel's liking.
Evandel can either perceive or not. Nahara? Yeah, you all spot this. Protruding from beneath the broken wreckage, what may have once been a table, you see Ranoff's charred body.
He'll take a corner of his cloak and hold it over his face so he doesn't accidentally smell the charred body and wander outside.
The staff! Where's the staff? I look around.
You do not see it. But if anyone would like to roll medicine or arcana investigating Ranoff's body, you are welcome to do so.
That's definitely
And after looking around, my character guidance is just that.
Are you rolling that with advantage? You literally have advantage on everything.
And
Good.
literally just got the same roll twice, so.
Matter.
Seraphina, with a 26. These are no normal burns. They are caused by magic, specifically by necrotic magics. It's not so much a burn, but that his skin was dried and desiccated to the point of being unrecognizable, or almost unrecognizable.
I think Seraphina will give like a quick a kind of like a rest easy, my friend type of thing. And then after she's done with that, she'll pass that info off to the group about what these burns are.
Okay, so this wasn't caused by a house fire. We can assume the thief got in and stole the stuff. Then what would he stolen the stuff? So what would he need the other two for?
Well, perhaps there could be clues here. You could roll for investigation, see if the thief left anything else here. And this is a check welcome to anyone who did not step outside.
That's right. Evadell's outside working. He's working on looking as bored as possible. Putting effort into his look.
Unfortunately, what Calixtus had originally deduced seems to be true. The lunar thorn staff that Raynolf carried is missing. Likely taken by the thief. However, in your investigations, you find letters. Letters written to Raynolf by a figure named Alara. And as you pick up these letters and begin to look over them, we'll find out their contents after our upcoming ad break. So stick around. We will be right back to continue our story. Before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They are very important to us here at Little Witch RP. They help keep our games affordable, but if you want to directly support us, you can always do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen or in our chat room. So know that these donations not just help us at Little Witch RP, they unlock awesome perks for the entire community, perks that benefit everyone who play with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things. You can find out a full list available on our Discord. So hang around. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back, and as we are returning, you had just found some letters written to Raynolf by someone named Alar. And as you are reading over the letters, it seems that Alara is concerned that someone is hunting her sister, Seraphine, and any others who wield Lunarthorn staves. She describes a cloaked figure that called themselves Nightshade, coming to her home, inquiring about Seraphina, attempting to break in and steal Seraphina's childhood belongings. Another letter amongst the ones that you found, an answer from Alara, is one that you can see. She says she will meet with Raynolf, coming to go search for Seraphina together. In the letter, Alara explains that she is afraid to face her sister because of their falling out due to a grave mistake that she herself made. But she needs to do so and is willing to do so to stop Nightshade.
Whatever, whatever your mistake may be, I suggest we need to attend to this meeting in
Uh,
Leo's place.
a quick clarification. It was Alara who made the mistake.
Sorry.
Yeah. She
Well,
was
whatever Laura's mistake was, whatever your falling out was. There you go. That sounds better. Whatever
If
your
any,
falling out was, I suggest we need to meet up with her, with your sister.
as soon as Serafina reads these letters and sees the name, like anybody who has followed or obviously has been with Serafina knows that she does not get scared like ever. She's like fearless. She'll go into battle for all her comrades. But the second she sees this name, like this is the first time you can see like there is genuine fear on her face. She's saying that no, it's not possible. Someone's
With
playing a
my
stick joke here.
with my passive perception of 23, I see this hopefully. And if I do, I would like to just quietly walk up to Serafina and just put my hand on your back and go, tell us what you want to tell us, but are you okay?
It's gonna take me a minute. This is a name I haven't heard in a long time, and for good reason. I feel like someone's playing a sick joke here.
Yeah.
Because it's not possible for her to have written these letters.
Let us help you. Tell us what we should know.
The falling out happened a long time ago, about 50 years ago. The staff is earned through ceremony. Every Aladrin in our house, once they reach of age, which is 100, usually goes through a ceremony to see if they can bond with the staff. My sister was the first one to try this. Everything was set up perfectly, but she did not bond with it. She was quote unquote humiliated, but me as a youngie, I didn't understand it. And then, once I came of age, it was my turn, and it bonded with me. And at first, she seemed genuinely happy, but over time, she started having these outbursts, if you will. And then they became more and more frequent and more, I don't want to say violent, but aggressive. But then it culminated one night, and I don't know what made her snap. But she tried to take the staff from me by force, meaning she tried to kill me to try and get this. And I didn't have any choice but to respond back. I had to eliminate my sister to keep myself safe. So there's no way these letters could be from her. She is dead, as far as I'm aware.
Are you, do
about
these?
fantasy worlds.
I apologize because I was doing something. I missed a part. Did the letters look like it was recently written?
Yeah, they spoke of Serafina being in Wintervale, which is a fairly recent occurrence. In the grand scheme of things. But as this is happening, as you are retelling this story, Serafina, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yes.
That is an 18.
An 18. That is fine. So you will only suffer partial damage, and you will not reap any further harmful effects. As you feel a mental cry, a intense psychic pain from the Lunar Sovereign. On a failed save, you would have taken 24 points of psychic damage, but you received 12, and you are not incapacitated. And everyone else, roll for me perception checks during this time.
Just give me a minute. Rolled.
Alright, Calixtus and Nahara would notice this. The light outside begins to dim, as if something is covering it, like a gauze or a curtain, and that's when you notice that the shadows shift and move. Figures made of darkened shadows prepare to attack as they glide off the surfaces of the room. We are rolling initiatives.
I really hope I go. Wait a minute. Does foresight advantage on everything include initiative rolls?
Yes.
Yes. Think about what you just said.
Still 17.
17's good, yeah.
I think that was the most talking I've ever done.
Yes, and guess what? It felt wonderful.
Yeah.
Connor, you need to do more, please.
Listen to her beg.
I do. I love it. Like, love role plays, and I love Connor's role plays. I want more.
Then just continue playing. We still have, what, a hour and a quarter left?
Time to put him on the
Oh.
spot.
It'll be Nahara.
Yes, I love doing that too.
It'll be Evandel. Calixtus. Our Twilight Wraiths. And then, Seraphina. So, Nahara. First to act here.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Yes. I would like to cast haste on Seraphina,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, totally.
And that is the end of my turn.
Evandel, it's your turn.
Yeah. Am I aware of this imminent
Yeah.
attack?
I'd say from outside you'd be able to notice where something slid into the doorway that wasn't quite right.
Oh, okay. I'll poke my head in the door. Do I know what these things are
They are Twilight
in
Wraiths.
general? Like undead, so is that a fair guess?
What's your passive... What's your passive arcana?
Passive arcana.
Mhm.
How would you figure a passive arcana?
10 plus whatever your modifier is.
So 30.
30.
Wait, 10 plus the modifier or 20 plus the modifier?
Passive is 10 plus modifier.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
And then you get an extra 5 if you would have been given advantage on it.
Oh.
And therefore, if you have disadvantage normally, it's passive as a negative 5. Yeah, you would know what a Twilight Wraith is as you look upon this, with a passive of 30. They are shadows of Velda Farah.
Oh.
They are otherworldly in their darkness, as they hunger for as they hunger insatiably for life and the life force of the plane that they came from. So yeah, they are a undead and a fairy type. If we're going for like
That's
Pokemon.
crazy. Yeah. Okay. So in Sylvan, in a stern voice, Evandel will say, "Bargain with your words and not violence, and there may be a chance that you leave this place alive or in existence."
Would you like to make an intimidation check?
Sure.
We have four and two. Okay. Okay, thank you.
22.
One marshmallow.
All right. I will keep a 22 in mind.
Okay.
And then he will just draw Niakara and wait a moment.
It is Calixtus's turn. What would Calixtus like to do?
My first thoughts go to Safina. Yeah, so I touch Safina and cast invisibility.
Seraphina is made invisible. Anything else from Calixtus?
Hmm. Do I have a bonus action? Yeah. No. No, I'm just going to take a few steps back so I hope that I don't get in the crossfire and end my turn.
Great. It is our Twilight Wraiths now, and they don't see Seraphina, but Evandel has drawn attention to himself. So the three Twilight Wraiths that are present turn, and with fearsome shrieks, you see a glimmer of light where eyes may have once been. And Evandel, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
What is this poo exactly? 15.
A 15. Just enough to avoid having your life drained.
Oh,
So,
I would have actually had advantage on that, but 15 will do.
yeah.
Because of Niakara.
That's right. So you take just the damage.
Just.
Yep. Which is 16 points of necrotic damage. And then the other two...
Per race? Or, just from one, okay.
Yeah. And then the other two will rush forward and take their claw attacks at you.
Oh.
That is a 19 on the first attack.
Oh, 19 missed.
The second one is a 26.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
And that is going to be for 13 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then the other one has its two claw attacks. That is a natural 20.
Oh, I'm going to silvery barbs that. And I will give the advantage to myself.
Alright, brings that down to an 11.
Oh, he missed. Sweet.
The second attack is another 26.
Okay.
For 21 points of necrotic damage. And that's it for Twilight Wraiths as they wrap around Evandel and try to feast on his life force. Abundant as it may be. Seraphina, it's your turn. You are hasted and invisible.
Yeah, you like that?
That's quite the
Face
combination.
of the elf.
All right, so there's 3 Twilight Wraiths, and they're... How far are they away from me? From where I'm standing?
It will say 15 feet.
15 feet, okay. And I fully realize that if I do an attack action, I will no longer be invisible. So,
Attack or
no.
cast a spell.
Do I want to do here? There's so many options. I have something, but that's also going to hit Evandel, and I don't want to do that.
You don't hear that too often.
I'm being nice today. Um, you know what? We're gonna drop invisibility here, and we're gonna fire 4 shots of Eldritch Blast. So one of the creatures will get 2, and the other 2 will get just 1 shot.
Sounds good.
All right. So the first attack, with the staff, that's a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Awesome. For 14 damage on the first shot. All right, and then the second attack, that's a 31, which will, for 10 damage. Shot number 3, come on, computer, is a 22 for 15 damage. And then the last shot is a 26. And that will be for 16 damage. And then, since I'm hasted, could I use... If I use the dash action, do I have to go forward, or can I move in any direction?
Yeah,
With the
it
dash
just
action.
dash action just gives you up to your speed and movement again.
Okay, so because I attacked these creatures, I assume they're going to want to retaliate, so I'm going to use the bonus action for my haste to dash. I'm going to dash backward and use my full 30 feet. So that way, in case they do move, they probably can't make it the whole way.
Well, I will remind you that you are confined in a house. So,
I don't know how
Back
big
to the
this
house.
so you can move back, but eventually you will hit a wall.
How far is the back wall, like from where I am?
You could run your full 30 and not hit it, but it's not like just running away. Like, you will end up having to stop at some point.
Let's do 20 feet of movement then. So we'll do 20 feet of dash.
Okay.
And then we'll end my turn there.
Sounds good. And you are no longer invisible. You are now seen.
Yep.
Nahara, it's your turn.
What about your hasted action?
He dashed.
Oh, he dashed. Sorry, I missed that. So you say we're in a house.
Yeah,
That
you're
saddens me.
you went into the druid's abode to investigate why he
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
answer. It doesn't just
forgot.
disappear.
It's a puppy to fight the game.
Okay, so you know what? Doing a fireball is probably not the best idea. I would like to cast Chain Lightning at level 6th level. Dex 24, please. I want to hit all 3 of them.
Okay. That's 3 failures.
Great. 47 points of damage each, please.
Well,
Oh no.
they are resistant to lightning damage.
23 points of lightning damage each, please.
Well, now we know. They're resistant to lightning.
Yeah, okay, Mumbles. That'll be the end of my turn.
Avondale, it's your turn. They obviously don't want to bargain with words. It does not seem they wish to bargain at all.
Right. Yeah, okay. Oh, what the heck? I'll just, I guess we've chosen violence, so I will employ some violence upon the one that tried to suck my life with his weird stare.
Eyes.
First attack towards the 27 hit.
27 will hit.
Okay, for 14 damage, and obviously It's a magical sword. And the second attack, does a 22 hit?
22 will hit.
Okay, 14 damage. I'm going to add a d12 defensive flourish. So he'll take another 11 damage. And I get a nice little nifty boost as Evandel kicks into high gear of whirling dervishness.
All right. And then that figure bursts apart.
Yay!
Coming to my house?
It's not even your house. Uh,
It is now.
all right. Next up for our for not our introductions. For our combat initiative is going to be Calixtus. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to cast magic missiles at 4th level, and since one of them was destroyed, there'll be 3 darts for each.
Okay.
That will be 11 for the first one,
Okay.
and 12 for the second one. And that will end my turn.
Okay. With that, it is our Twilight Wraiths, and as they turn, they can see Seraphina now. Their eyes fixated on this wielder of the Lunar Thorn Staff, and they will fly over. So they leave Evandel's range, which provokes an attack of opportunity.
Do it. I knew it would get attacked. Like, use the visibility.
Oh, there is the casting of a spell. 15. Goes into that one. Alright, looking rough. And then as they get over to Seraphina, both of them are going to use their life steal. So I need 2 con saves.
They can reach.
If
That far,
Seraphina's
you
within
got-
15 feet of Evandel,
She is
she'll
not.
have advantage.
All right. Okay, first con save is a 21.
Okay.
Well, I guess they have foresight anyway, so they have that.
And
advantage.
then the second con save is 17.
Okay, both of them are successful, so you only take the necrotic damage and do not suffer any other negative benefit or negative effects. Negative benefits. What a statement. So that is on the first 19 necrotic damage. And on the second, 22 necrotic damage.
So both those were halved, right?
No. So on a successful save, you just take damage alone, and you do not suffer any other negative effects.
So not okay. So that's 9 on the first. And
On a failure, I'd guess you would.
So-
9
maybe
So,
something.
okay. So, do you have resistance to necrotic damage?
I am not resistant.
So then you take the full 19 and the full 22. A successful save here just means you don't get, like, the reduced life effect or any other negative stuff. You still take the damage.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was half damage on a success. Sorry.
Most
was,
effects, yes, but certain ones are special.
22 plus 19, so that's 41. Ouch.
Yeah, they're not nice. And Seraphina, it is now your turn. You have both of the Twilight Wraiths in front of you.
Let's do. I've hardly used this one, but now would be like a very good time to use it. I'm gonna try Thunderclap. So can I have each of those creatures make a Constitution saving throw?
Sure. That is a 15 and a 14.
They will both fail, so they're going to take 4d6 thunder damage, if my computer will let me roll it. That is going to be 16 points of thunder damage to each.
Except that they are resistant to thunder damage, so they take 8.
Okay.
Resistance to lightning and thunder.
Oh, wait, I wanted to ask one thing, because with with my level up, I got something called Spell Bombardment. Would that apply here?
Maybe. Let me double check.
Oh, yeah, so it says once per turn when you roll damage for a spell and roll the highest number possible on any of the dice, choose one of the dice, roll it again, and add that roll to the damage.
Sounds like it would work here.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So I'll roll is it just 1d6 then? Just want to make,
Yes.
If that's your highest dice.
Okay. Yep, so we'll add another 6, but half that is 3.
Yep. So that makes that, and then alrighty. With
Ooh, and I'm still hasted, right?
you are still hasted.
You know what? I just recently got a new Moon Touch sword, and I would love to use it here. So I'm going to take a swipe with that sword at one of these creatures.
Yeah, go for it.
So let's see. So that would be with advantage. That is a 28 to hit, and that will be,
28 will hit for sure.
and that is full damage. That's piercing, 9 piercing.
Alrighty. 9 piercing, magical, and that will go into this guy. Alright, both of them are looking pretty rough here, but both are still present. And as
All right, that's it for me.
Seraphina's
That's
turn comes to an end, it is
Back to the top of the round.
Yep, Nahara, your turn.
Firebolt on the one that Safina just hit.
Sure.
32 to hit for a total of 18 points of damage. Fire damage, please.
Except it's also resistant to fire damage.
I would say
Mother of Pearly Gates! That is the end of my turn.
Evandel!
that knocks that. I was thinking of
Yay.
using Fireball myself. That knocks that over.
There are 2 of the Twilight
Okay.
Wraiths left. They're kind of flickering in and out of existence. What would you like
All
to
right,
do?
so I will run up to the first one and give it a slashy slash. A 22 to hit for 15 damage.
Yeah, and that's 1 down.
Okay, and then I will spin over to the next one, very flashy like, and give him that's a 33. I'm sure hits. 14. I'm going to add a d6 defensive to this, so he gets an extra 5 on top of that 14.
Okay. So, an extra 5 on top of that 14. That is another Twilight Wraith down, meaning you are no longer
Combat
bound
over.
by initiative.
His spin will come to a stop in a pose sword up with his cape billowing gently behind him.
I forgot about the cape.
As the last Twilight Wraith falls, you hear a distorted, hideous voice taunt you from outside. For those that carry, bring your staves to the one who will draw shadow upon the moon. And then you hear a crackling, and you would see a portal open. And Cylindra sort of steps out, and she immediately looks into the house, and sees, of course, where you all were fighting, and she rushes in more towards Seraphina, having a sense of kinship as her. I heard the Lunar Sovereign, and I needed to see what was wrong. Is everything okay?
You could have teleported here,
She made
but
that
you
portal?
sent us. Like,
I had to use a
WTF?
scroll to teleport here. I have one. It was an emergency.
inside check!
Roll an insight check.
Yeah. Suspicious now.
I think I want to get in on that.
Yeah.
We suck.
Hey,
With a 20 and a 22, she's being earnest. Not every mage learns teleport.
She's so good at lying, it is making me angry.
well, quickly inform the new person that arrived of the letters before I go and recommend to Safina again. We must do this. I think we must do this action. I can make you invisible while we go and talk and see who it is.
Before we do
What
anything, I'm gonna take a healing potion. That was
Geez, I
some
wonder
nasty.
why.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
was anyone affected by the particularly nastier consequences of fighting undead? Amadel will say to all of them.
No, I haven't lost any hit point. I haven't taken a scratch.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't.
No one speaking up. Avondale will cast a Cure Wounds on himself. Did you not roll?
Seraphina will say to Cylindra, "We got attacked by these creatures right after
God.
the Sovereign. There were 3 of them. We took care of them, but they're from Val de Fer, and it's very concerning if they're here."
Well then, whatever we are facing, it will be better if we face it together. With your friends at our side as well.
I agree.
Yeah.
So do you
So,
go to the voice that bade you to walk outside?
Yes.
Then when you exit, you are able to see as clouds shift, growing thick, covering the evening sun and casting dark shadows as if night has already fallen. You see a cloaked figure, just enough of a face reveal that you see gaunt angles of the chin, standing over a corpse. Feminine, with a black cloak. The hand of the cloaked figure is outstretched, and you hear that distorted voice again. Your lunar thorn staves. Hand them over, or die alongside those others who refused.
I step forward. What others? We only found one person here.
I don't think she's talking about just this person's talking about just this one. And I assume this figure is looking at me and Cylindra.
Oh, yes.
I whisper over to you. Is this your sister?
Her hood is whoever this person is. It's still up, right? The
Yeah,
hood?
there's no, like, the only bit of a face that you see is, like, a portion of the chin, and it's only enough to see that, like, the face is gaunt. Like, there's sharper angles.
Out
cheeks
of
are-
character, it's probably his sister on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
There is a feminine corpse covered by a black cloak.
I whisper to Sophia, should we run? And at least wait till we know.
You just told us to get here.
I'm gonna tell this figure. You really think I'm gonna hand this over? You know very well I would rather die before I hand this over.
You
Besides,
would see where the arm tenses, and this figure has heard you and does not like what it's hearing. It's not moved yet, if anyone else wishes to say something, but it is apparent that things...
besides, the staff has chosen, and it chose Serafina.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you want to get to her, you have to get through us.
With that, a blade appears in the outstretched hand, and it will go right for Seraphina's heart.
Nice.
Oh,
That is a 24 to hit.
that's good. That's
Did you-
gonna hit.
Did you roll that with disadvantage?
That was rolled with disadvantage.
Oh, silver barbs.
All right, so the 24 is still the lower.
Okay. And I'll
That's still gonna
have
hit.
advantage myself.
Upon impact, the blade disappears, made of little more than arcane energy, but you can feel the impact, as that will be 36 points of force damage, and we are rolling initiatives.
Oh my god.
Hey, Faye, remember
Oh,
how
not
earlier
anymore,
I made
no.
fun of him for 84 HP? Do you remember that?
I think I recall something about that, but it doesn't have any...
Ah,
any...
He chose. Listen, he was like, I'm the bearer of a legendary artifact. Should I take care of my health and make myself fit for the adventuring life? Nah.
that was like 40% of his health. Her health. Okay. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's great. You guys are level funny. Level 20. You should be fine.
We are level funny. Oh my gosh, what do I have in my inventory?
I'm not level 20.
Yeah, but you got a boost. So.
Interesting.
It'll be Avondale and Seraphina. It'll be Nightshade. It'll be Clixtus. And then Nahara. So, Avondale.
Was so.
This is the main bad.
Is it?
Right. So, He'll place a hand to the chest of his armor, and a thin layer of translucent light will emanate from it. And let's move up to contact with this guy.
Okay.
That will be it for my turn.
With that, Seraphina, it's your turn.
Well, I told you, when I keep saying rip my heart out, I don't mean literally rip my heart out.
Oh no, that was more of a
Rip it.
bludgeon.
Rip it.
So I don't know what this creature is gonna do. I know Evandel just moved to like get near it, but I don't want to take something like that again. So I am going to take the dodge action on my turn in case anything comes for me.
Okay. As you take the dodge action, it's Nightshade's turn. And, Nightshade will use a bonus action to step through the shadows. And she disappears from where she was. Reappears behind Seraphina. And Seraphina, you hear whispers in your mind, that same sort of distortion and almost pain as it calls upon the echoes of that cry from the Lunar Sovereign. You will watch as they fall, just as the ones before you. And from Nightshade, there are more of those forceful blades that appear. One heading towards Evandel's back, one heading towards Calixtus, one heading towards Nahara, and another one heading towards Evandel. Why not? That will be a 26 to hit Evandel.
That hits.
For that's a shitty roll. That'll be 4 points of force damage.
Okay.
Oh, that was a shitty one.
Essentially, the 4 knives that are being split apart were all together when they hit Seraphina, which is why it was so much. That is a 16 to hit Evandel on a second attempt.
That misses.
A 21 to hit Nahara.
Miss.
And a 14 to hit Calixtus.
Hit. Oh, wait. Use my action to cast Shield, which gives me a +5 bonus.
All right, shield goes up, and you are not struck by this. And then it is the end of Nightshade's turn. Calixtus, it is your go.
5th level magic missiles.
Okay.
That's all the rolls.
Alright, 19 points of force damage. And she snarls, which you can hear over your shoulder, Seraphina. Nahara, it's your turn.
Okay, hold on 1 second while I read this. You can deal maximum damage with that spell if you Okay. Over channel. It says anytime I do a wizard spell of 1 through 5 to deal damage, it's the maximum damage. Okay. Except if I end up doing scorching ray and that has different ways, does that mean every single ray it gets maximum? I feel like that's a DM's ruling.
Over channel, is that from your school?
Wizard. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
No, it's a spell that first through fifth level that deals damage. It's the maximum damage. So each ray will get its maximum effect.
Okay. So if I
Yes.
do run fifth, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, right?
Sounds about right.
Okay. So 6 times that's 12. 6 times 12 is what, 72?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay, 72 points of oh gosh, what kind of it is, oh crap. Okay, fire damage, so that'll be half. So 36 points of fire damage if
we
she's
don't exactly
resistant.
know. This is a different creature.
It is a different creature.
Yeah. Well,
Is it resistant to fire damage?
All the attacks hit, but it's hard to say how the creature fares when it's covered by a cloak and a hood.
okay, that's the end of my turn.
Evandel. It's your turn.
And how far away is Seraphina and this creature?
How far away would have you moved up?
I only moved up when we were outside, and I moved into contact with it originally.
Right. So how far is your movement speed? Because you would have been close to Seraphina.
30.
30. So yeah, about 30 feet away. Well, closer to
okay,
35 because the creature is behind Seraphina.
Okay, then I will Misty Step behind this thing because.
Let me just check to see if she's got anything.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to move. Start moving towards it, and then, like halfway through my movement, Misty Step behind it.
Okay, yeah. You're able to do that.
Okay, and then that's my bonus action. So then I'll say some of us also have tricks up our sleeve in its ear from behind, and then I will stab it a couple times like this was prison.
Go for it.
Does a 25 hit?
25 will hit.
Okay, for 12. And a 26 must hit then for 11, and I'm going to go ahead and add a defensive flourish onto this.
Yeah, go for it.
Because maybe I'm pissing it off for an extra 6. A 6 AC.
Great. Legendary action.
That's not cool.
Everything is dark as Nightshade will call upon a darkness over the land. Seraphina,
Sweet.
you are encased in a magical darkness.
Is that the spell darkness?
It is.
And I assume because this is magical darkness, dark vision's not going to help me here.
Nope.
Yeah.
You need Devil Sight to see through this, or some other stuff.
And light won't do me any good. Oh. Would I? Oh no, the haste would have ended by now. You know what? Even since she can't see, I think she's just gonna do the same as last time. Even though she can't see, she's gonna take the dodge action.
We're
And
not in a party of casters.
Nightshade's turn comes. And the darkness drops. As you see, in the same moment, she opens a portal. Some dark, secluded grove. And she hops through it. You are, at the moment, no longer bound by initiative.
Okay, quickly go and check the hooded woman. The dead.
The body?
The body. Yeah, the body.
Yeah. Roll for me investigation checks for anyone who would like to do that. You are no longer bound by initiative.
I'm going to be studying the view through the portal.
Okay.
Is it?
It's a dark, secluded grove. It looks fairly beautiful.
Basically, he's just looking to see if it's see if he can tell if it's plane, like a different plane, or more like a teleportation portal.
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
I'm using another healing potion. That freaking hurt.
Avondale, it does not seem to be a Veiled Immortalis. It could be, but unlikely with the beauty that you're seeing there.
Oh.
For those of you looking on the ground, most of the figure is unrecognizable. Charred, much like the figure of Raynolf. But Nahara, you are able to tell that this figure was once elven. Female. Seraphina, you recognize something clasped in the body's hands. It's one of Alara's personal family amulets. And Clixtus, you find nearby a note written in Raynolf's hand, reading, "Stay away. We must not meet at the workshop, for we are being hunted."
What's that note to?
Probably the figure on the ground, dead in the
Yes,
same manner.
right. Jesus.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Why would he warn this? She's supposed to be dead.
So over his shoulder, as he's still eyeing the portal, if it's still open,
It's still
Evandale
open.
will
It
say,
hangs open, yeah.
"If we want to pursue, I can return us to this plane."
Okay, well, checking it. Does anybody have any revive spells or anything of that sort? Well, can I identify how long this body's been dead for?
Not with the way that it was killed. It seems to be a sapped of entirety of its life force. It was an unnatural death.
Okay, well, does anybody have any bring back from dead spells?
Yes, but
Yes,
that
but
can happen at any time.
Maybe we
For
take
more
this
immediate
body
matters.
over there and then do that. Seems like best my thoughts. To me.
Seraphina's gonna pick up that amulet.
okay, I have two questions. Like, if they were hunting anybody with the staff, why would your sister be hunted? Because she didn't have a staff, right? You have the staff. And second,
Or the
do you want?
just a quick thing out there. Raynolf was a carrier. He had a staff. The we could be were people who carried the staffs.
Yeah. And then I'm so confused. And then the second question I asked Seraphina is like, do you want her back? And then I hand her the reincarnation dust.
Do I know for certain that this creature in the ground is my sister?
You don't. There are heavy points of indication. Elven female. Alara's personal family amulet. A note written in Reynolds' hand that corresponds as a response to Alara's last letter. But the body is unrecognizable. There is no 100% certainty here.
Serafina's got a very uneasy feeling about this because Fridian brings up a good point. Why would my sister be hunted if she doesn't have a staff in the first place?
Well, maybe either she got angry and tired, or was bait to draw you out.
And if it's not your sister, maybe we can ask them questions, but it's up to you.
That portal's still open, right?
For now. You don't know how long it'll stay open.
Yeah, we can drag this body in there and then do it. But that means that we'll have no choice if it's bad. Okay.
Yeah, Serafina's like, this creature just tried to kill me for this, and she's not gonna let that stand. So I think her mind is made up. She wants to pursue this creature.
So you step through the portal?
Yes.
Okay.
Communication, Serafina! You can't just do things and ask. Communication! Do you want us to follow?
Cylindra.
Yes, follow me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as Serafina goes, Cylindra's following.
Yeah.
She promised to be at
Yeah.
Serafina's side.
I'll go as well.
Okay.
No, I think it's
Same thing.
unwise to jump in without raising the body. I'll go.
And as you all step through the portal, we will see what's on the other side after our upcoming ad break. So, stick tight. We will be right back to continue our story. But before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They're very important to us here at Little Witch RP. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, you can always do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen or in our chat room. These donations support us at Little Witch RP, but they also unlock awesome perks for the entire community, benefiting everyone who plays with us at Little Witch RP for the next month, including special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things. So hang around. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. And as we return, you have stepped through the portal into a unknown location to most of you. But Serafina, you recognize it very quickly. Nestled deep within the heart of a timeless forest, you find yourselves in a hidden sanctuary of ethereal beauty and serenity. The air is thick with fey enchantment, and the sounds of the forest transform into a melodic symphony. Surrounding you here in this grove are ancient, towering trees adorned with luminous will-o-wisps and flower bulbs that subtly glow. There's a soft moonlight that filters through the dense foliage above, creating an entrancing dance of shadows over moss-covered ground. Serafina, you know this as the Silent Grove, A place you often found peace and comfort away from stresses and challenges faced in your daily life. Long ago.
I look in awe at it and slap myself twice and get back into my head, get back into headspace. Where are we?
We're in my home. I recognize
This is your home?
grove. Well, we're outside of my home, but it's a
Hey,
grove.
why would Nightshade go to your home?
So this grove is where I found peace. Like anytime I needed a break, I would come here, just walk through the moonlight. But remember when I told the story of how my sister tried to take the staff from me by force?
Mm-hmm.
This is also where she tried to do it.
Telling stories again. And you hear a voice distorted from the other side of the grove. You see this glowing stream of shadowy magic. And there is Nightshade. And grasped in her hand is shadows. But as the moonlight shifts through the foliage and above, the illusions dissipate and you see a lunar thorn staff.
You already have one lunar staff. Why do you need to take this one? And why bring us here anyway?
I didn't bring you. You followed blindly.
Why come here yourself? Yes.
Would you satiate a curiosity of a lowly wizard, please? These staves, whatever. There are many.
There
But you
are
want more.
few, and I want them all.
Is it because you can fuse them together to make a more powerful stuff?
Unless you plan to join me at my side, I see no reason to reveal my plans to you.
Well, that depends. If you just lower your cloak and let me see your pretty face, maybe I would end up joining you. Ask these people, these guys. I flirt with everybody.
I'm gonna tell this figure straight up. You asked me that before, and you have my answer already. I am not going to give this over willingly.
I got here. I got actually. Oh wait, I don't want to do it just yet.
No one who rises to the top of power gets there by someone giving it willingly. I've taken one. What do you think will stop me from taking another? Or two? As the figure's attention moves off of you, Seraphina, to Cylindra, who is right behind you.
Actually, okay, I got it. Okay, well, I attempt to cast Mage Hand at a distance and sneakily move it in to try and pull off his cloak.
So you cannot, unless you have the Sorcerer meta magic of Subtle Spell, it will be obvious that you are casting a spell.
Yeah, okay, well, Yeah, that's fine. But I'm trying to move it sneakily. Mage hand.
As you try to cast, the figure will move the hand, not the one holding the Lunarthorn staff, but you can see a item, a ring, release a spell. She will try to counterspell your Mage Hand. Mage Hand is what, a first level spell?
A cantrap.
Cantrip.
Cantrip? Oh yeah, then it's immediately.
Okay, hey, I was just trying to pick some daisies.
So, will you require me to shed more blood? I wouldn't be afraid to do so.
I'd look over at Seraphina and go, I think she gave you our answer.
Then, with that same hand, you see the knives appear, made of arcane energy. And as they release, all four of them hovering over each other. This time they are sent towards Cylindra's heart.
Oh, I'm gonna silver barbs if I need to.
Okay, so that is a 29 to hit Cylindra.
Yeah, silver barbs.
Second roll,
And now give it to me.
same as the first.
Can I not? So that's a spell.
Uh, spell adjacent. Counterspelling it would remove one of the four.
Right.
But you hear in your head, Seraphina, as you watch Cylindra clutch her chest. I said before, you would watch them fall. We're rolling initiatives once again.
Will the foresight still be active?
Yeah, its foresight lasts for 8 hours.
18.
Okay. So, our cloaked figure will go first. Sorry, I was just writing down the initiative. So it'll be our cloaked figure, Nahara, Calixtus, Seraphina, Evandel. Four more of those blades appear. And will again move towards Cylindra. And will hit her. And she falls to a knee on the ground. You can feel, Seraphina, the eyes of this figure on you, watching you. Nahara, it's your turn.
I cast haste on Connor. Seraphina. Don't forget, Seraphina, this also gives you additional 2+2 to your AC, okay?
I didn't know. I completely forgot
So
haste does that as well. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's double your movement, +2 to your AC, and then extra action. Now, with also the foresight, they have disadvantage against you when they try to attack. So I'm trying my best to support you here, buddy. Good luck. And that is the end of my turn.
The effort is appreciated.
Calixtus, it is your turn.
Now, I'm going to discuss this in out of character. Janet. Would it be better if one of the staffs never got into the enemy's hands? Would we be able to destroy it? One of them? If need be.
I mean, only thing I would say is that it is a magical item, and magical items are extremely hard to destroy. Yeah,
Magical item,
if not impossible.
yeah, magical items are not typically destroyed unless by another magical item.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way when I cast level 8 disintegrate, and she was just like, "Yeah, that does nothing," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" Yes, my voice did go that high.
Well, I think it's time to do it. Actually, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Up. Okay, up 3. So visibility. If we are so 2, 3, 4, 5. How? Okay. Well, can I with 30 feet of movement touch everyone?
Currently. Well, you could, if it's like the touch spell, no. You could touch a person out of the entire party with aim.
Dang it. I think it's okay. Well, I think I'm going to use my 6th level spell for magic missiles.
Okay, go for it.
Ooh. That should be it, I hope.
Yeah. Through the onslaught of magical force, the hood is knocked loose. Seraphina, you see Alara, but different. Pale and faded almost. Like there's no color left to her. And dark circles prominent around her eyes.
Okay. Well, okay. Can I speak to Honora before I end my turn?
Well, you don't know that this is Alara. You just see
Okay,
her
speak to
hat.
person.
You can say
Can I
something.
speak to person. Okay. Well,
What are you
we
saying?
know we see your appearance now. Can we please sort this out?
There will be no talking. And as she says that out loud, you all hear it sort of echo in your head in that distorted voice that she had called out in before.
That ends my turn.
Seraphina, it's your turn.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's what I was feared.
Didn't think this was possible. Oh boy. So first off, how far is she away from me?
We'll say 30 feet.
All right. I don't know how much good it's gonna do, but if I'm not already, I'm going to step in front of Cylindra, and then I'm gonna fire off 4 shots of Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
All right, so the first shot is a 29 to hit
Yeah, that'll hit.
for 9 damage. Shot number 2 is a 27. That'd be for 17 damage. Shot number 3 is 25 to hit for 10 damage. And the last blast, say another 25 for another 10 damage.
All right. Anything else?
And she's just gonna mutter under her breath, "That's not possible," and then end my turn.
She's going to take a legendary action here. And you feel a cold grasp around you, starting to settle in, Seraphina.
Okay.
I need you. Oh, no. Actually, nothing happens here. But you have been on the opposite end of this spell many times. Or something like it. As you are hexed. The shadows cling to you under the command of this figure. And that is her legendary action. Evandel, it is your turn.
Okay. I can communicate with someone telepathically up to 60 feet. So in her mind, Seraphina will hear, accept the change. And then I'm going to spend a sorcery point to cast a spell without verbal or somatic components. And I'm going to cast True Polymorph on Seraphina. I want to change them into an adult red dragon.
Oh man, you're gonna fuck up with her cold shit.
Oh, I don't even care.
Alright. Seraphina becomes dragon, if you are willing.
Very willing.
Alright.
If you open up the monster page, like the game, if on D&D Beyond, if you have that open another tab with the adult red dragon through the monster, you can do all of that, and you get the stats, the hit points, like everything. It's a true polymorph. I believe I don't know how layer actions works. Faye would have to clarify that. If they have, or legendary actions, not layer actions.
You do not get I don't think, the useful legendary actions. Let me double check. What? Alright, hold on. True polymorph. Creature into creature. Yeah, no, you have legendary actions through True Polymorph, so you'll be fine. You just have to be,
Oh my.
you don't have layer actions, but you'd have legendary actions.
Oh, now it's
my.
even.
Alright. As that, happens, anything else from Evandel? I don't believe so.
No, that's it.
These are Figure's turn. She does not like this at all. And you know what? I want a wisdom save from Seraphina.
All right. Would this be with the red dragon stats?
Yes.
Okay, so haven't had this happen before, so I'll need a little help. Do I just roll a straight d20 then? Since it's different from my character sheet.
You can roll a straight d20 and then
Add the modifier.
Which is +7.
For which one?
wisdom.
For the yeah.
Oh, wisdom's only +1. Oh,
Well, are
Seven,
you looking
7.
at the saves? So you have the actual stats, and then underneath on the stat block, it'll
Oh.
say,
Oh,
Hey.
thank you. Sorry, I'm looking at the stats. My bad.
yeah.
My bad. Thank you. Okay, so 1d20. Add 7 to that. That's a 21.
A 21. 21. Successful if cutting it a little close as she tries to hold monster on you. Nahara, it'll be your turn.
This is okay. Here's the problem. I was concentrating on haste. If I let go of the haste, then Seraphina loses an action, a turn. So I'm gonna still have to go ahead and keep the concentration going. Oh boy, this is not a problem. Not a problem at all. I would like to go ahead and cast. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Can I cast? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, here it is. Mind Spike at level 6. Can you, is a wisdom saving throw of 24 DC, please?
Okay. That is a 24 on the dot.
Okay, so 20 points of psychic damage. And that is the end of my turn.
Okay.
Oh, crap! Can I cancel that?
You've already cast it.
Yes, but I realized that letter C next to it just now. You look very pretty today, Faye.
You've already cast it. And I've been generous enough.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Brilliant.
I mean, what an idiot. Literally, I cannot let go of the concentration. And what do? I cast another concentrating spell. I'm gonna go sit down in a corner.
So, Seraphina, you feel haste wear off as you get very lethargic as a red dragon. Calixtus,
Brilliant.
it's your turn.
Brilliant. That's why
But
you don't
you
let
do
other
have
players
legendary
cast haste
action.
on you.
Yeah, but you do have legendary action.
Let me just double check on things real quick. I want to look at the wording.
I want this son of a gun. I want this son of a gun dead. I'll use my last 5th level spell slot.
It can't move or take actions until after its next turn. I'm going to say that includes a legendary action.
Fine.
And
So,
Give
Calixtus,
him.
what are you doing?
Instead, I'm going to use another 2nd level spell slot to turn the dragon invisible. Search a creature.
Yeah. If Seraphina's willing.
Yes.
Alright. So Seraphina's now a very sleepy, very large dragon. And is invisible. Anything else from Calixtus?
No.
It is our... It will be Seraphina's turn, except... Our figure is going to take a legendary action here and send one of those spectral knives towards Calixtus. With a... That'll be a 14 to hit.
Shield again.
Okay. Shield goes up. Seraphina! You are very sleepy right now. What's going through your mind?
What the heck is happening?
Yep. Seems about right. At the end of your turn, you are able to take your actions and reactions once again, as the lethargy passes, but you're still invisible. Evandel. It's your
Yes.
turn.
Okay. I'm gonna move. I've forgotten her name. The one with the other staff.
Cylindra?
Yeah, Cylindra. I'm gonna move over to Cylindra. I'm gonna cast an upcasted Cure Wounds on her. which would
Okay.
be- what am I getting?
Moonshadow is going to try and counterspell.
Oh, I'll counterspell Moonshadow.
Alright, what was your upcast first?
The upcast was 8th level.
Okay. And then what are you casting at?
Okay. The counterspell?
Mm-hmm.
3rd.
Alright, you're gonna need to roll.
Okay. I have. All right. What is this? It's
Try.
a casting ability, right?
Yep.
Roll it. There's a +3 on top of this as well. So 20.
8.
Oh no! It added it. Did it add?
It rolled with a
Yeah,
plus
it
11.
had +11. So it's just what 17 then.
Okay.
It added the +3.
Let me just double check here real quick. It should be enough to... but let me just double check. Shouldn't do anything for that. Um... Okay, yeah, no, she can't do that because that requires a reaction that she's already utilized. So
So
the
healing goes through.
healing goes through.
Okay. Here's the roll. She will gain 39 hit points, which isn't much.
Well, it's enough for an NPC.
Yeah. Yeah. Spitting out magic. There is a reason they call us the Mortal Guardians. I'm just rubbing a little salt in her wound.
Okay.
Come to my house.
As it is now her turn once again.
Nasty, she tried to counterspell it.
I need a Constitution saving throw from Evandel.
Is this a life draining effect?
It is not a life-draining effect. It is a trying to
Okay.
kill you effect.
Even better. 25.
All right, so you succeed on that,
Oh
and
God, what was she hitting me with?
you will take half damage.
Ugh.
So, oh, that's hell for damage. So instead of 26 damage, you take 13.
Oh, I kind of thought there'd be a lot more.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of ones in there.
Oh God, I roll the same way
Uh,
on spells.
Nahara, it's your turn.
Okay. You know, at this point, I'm going to go ahead. Force damage. Okay. I would like to disintegrate. What is a low level disintegrate I can do? Okay, lowest level disintegrate is... Oh, that seems like a lot to do. No, I don't want to do that. Okay.
No, do it.
Down to 5th level. No, Because this is not my,
No,
not my quest.
do it.
No.
There's fun mechanics. Do it.
Do you have spell reflection?
Only one way to find out.
Probably
it.
with you, I
Do it.
cast magic missiles
I'm go-
already.
I'm gonna do fireball.
Okay.
5th level, dexterity 24.
Okay.
Hey, you.
That's a 28.
Yes. Okay, so 21 points of damage. You see her smile? That means she's up to something. Don't trust it. End of turn.
At the end of your turn, we're gonna have a legendary action. Can I have a strength saving throw from Seraphina?
Dragon.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Come on.
I have no bonus against strength on my saving throw, so this is just a straight D20.
Dude, you have a +8 to your strength saving throw.
What? I was
Oh no, you don't. What?
nope. That's the skill.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
your
your
skill
saving
is your
throw is +8.
base, and then so if you don't have a bonus to it, it's just what the skill is.
And that is a 10 on my strength saving throw.
So then a total
So
of
18.
18. Because if you don't have proficiency, so that's what those bottom numbers are, which is why they're higher. If you don't have proficiency in a saving throw, it's just what the stat is.
Oh, okay, so 10 plus 8, so yeah, 18.
18. Unfortunately, 18 is not quite enough. As shadows bind you in place, you are restrained until until the end of your next turn. But that is it for her. And then Plixus, it's your go.
Okay. Now that I've protected Serena during her weakest moments, now 5th level magic missiles. Okay. Oh. That's it.
Okay. Seraphina. We come to your turn. You are at speed 0.
Is she still within 60 feet of me?
She is.
God, do you not have legendary resistance?
Yes.
I completely forgot to use that. I completely forgot to use
I
that.
want a divorce from all of you, including myself.
So seeing as how I can't move, can't fly, I can still breathe fire though.
You
So
could.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do fire breath. So it is a 60-foot cone, and each creature in that area must make a DC 21 dexterity saving throw.
I'll be nice and say none of your friends are in the cone.
Okay.
How do you feel about a 31 on a dexterity save?
So it sounds like she's gonna take half. So full damage would have been 63, but we're gonna half that to.
Are you taking
You should
the...
probably just roll the dice.
Yeah, you can roll the dice. You don't have to take the average.
Oh, 18 d6 is a lot.
Yeah, roll it.
You know what? I want to see what that looks like on my sheet. So that was 76. Half that, so that's 38 points of fire damage.
She's looking pretty rough. Anything else from Seraphina? I don't believe so.
No, I'll just give it a glare and then let out a roar, and then that's my turn.
Evandel, your turn.
Hey.
Things are getting hot in here.
Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I am going to. I don't know if I should do this.
Do it
I don't
anyway.
know if I should do this. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna use my last sorcery point to cast the spell without verbal or somatic components. I am going to cast Banishment on the one with the staff that I healed.
Cylindra?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. You cast Banishment.
So if she wants to resist it, which is perfectly understandable, it's a Charisma 25 saving throw.
She can't make that feasibly. So she's banished.
Where?
All right. You know.
Somewhere in Veil de Mortalis. And she's already used her emergency teleport
Well,
scroll.
I mean,
Well,
you know,
that's one way of keeping stuff out.
I can bring her back if you finish this quick.
With
You
that,
know, I might anyway. I don't know.
Evandel, your turn comes to an end.
Yeah.
As it comes to
Maybe I'll give the finger to the evil big bad.
as it comes to her turn, she moves back. You can see that she is drawing on the last reserves of her strength. And she will grasp hold of the Lunar Thorn staff in her possession and try to use it, but it responds with nothing. Her efforts failing. Seraphina, you can use your reaction here. Try and reason with Alara. You know why the Lunar Thorn staff is not working. If you want, you can make a persuasion check.
Am I still in my dragon form?
You are, but dragons can talk common.
Yeah.
Oh, they can? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's down at their languages.
Common. Okay, oh, they can. Awesome. I'm not used to being transformed into a dragon.
That's why I'm helping you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I will try and reason with her here. You know why you can't cast with that staff. You know why. It would be foolish of you to try anything further with it. So stop this charade. Please.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. I assume I still have foresight, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 30.
Beautiful.
Oh, double 19s.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
She pauses. Looks at the staff in her hands. And then looks up to the dark skies above. You were right. It refuses me even to this end. I see at last that the only way is darkness. And as
That's ominous.
this figure who you once knew as Alara Seraphina raises the stolen Lunarthorn staff, you watch as she imbues it with dark, writhing shadows, burning necrotic energy throughout it. The twisted magic worms into the staff, bending its strands apart, prying it open, and causing its wooden form to wrench apart, as if tearing open a threaded garment. There is a powerful snap as it explodes, blasting apart the veils like shattering glass into tiny fragments and jagged shards. You see that behind the broken staff remains a portal wreathed in shadowy flames, leading to a glimmering realm of twilight. This figure, this Moonshadow, dashes through the portal, vanishing into the realm beyond. And as combat comes to an end, you all stand with the portal to the realm of the Lunar Sovereign open, waiting if you will pursue the one who would darken the moon forever. And that is where our session ends. So,
For the record, I'll bring what's her name back
mhm.
because I won't hold the concentration on it
Okay.
to make it permanent.
All right. For the record. But as our session will come to an end here, I want to say thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you to all of our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I'll see you guys in the next stream, but until then, head over to wildwitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord to jump into a game yourself, and as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.